Hello there, my beautiful lovelies. I know this is not the voice that you're seeing on screen, but the sound quality was pretty bad, so please excuse me. Now, this is a class for beginners yoga, very, very simple basics. So what I'm doing on screen now is just telling you a little bit about sitting. And if you feel comfortable sitting on a chair rather than the floor, please feel free here. Normally when we sit, we feel a rounded sense through the low back, and it's very hard to then sit up straight. So what we do is, if you have a cushion, you put it underneath your sit bones, and what that will do is elevate your seat, and you can see the curves come back into my spine, which is what we want. We want the natural curvature in our spine, so our head is on top of our tailbone. It allows the breath to get much fuller and will help us in our practice. So if you feel like you're sinking back, if you're sitting in your chair or on the floor, grab yourself a cushion and just use that to assist the pelvis to slightly rock forwards. And this is what lotus does. Now, most of us can't get into lotus, including me in one knee now. So I pretend we find something that allows the spine to lift. So we're going to start in this cross-leg position or sitting on a chair. Give the shoulders a big roll up to the ears. Exhale, back down. And again, a big breath in as you roll the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale down the spine. One last time, deep breath in, breathe into the sides of your ribs now. Exhale all the way down. We're going to change the cross of the legs or change your position on your chair. Even if you're standing, just stay standing and roll the shoulders forwards this time. We want to bring the breath into the move, so we're inhaling as we roll the shoulders forwards, exhaling as we roll them back, allowing the spine to roll with us. So what we're doing here is we're trying to bring the breath and the body and the mind together. This is what yoga is. Body, mind and breath. Now the breath isn't very helpful for us in our lower belly. As we get more active in yoga, you get less breath here. So what we want to do is start to draw the belly in, make it long and flat, and bring the breath up into the sides of the ribs. It just allows for a deeper breath. It's a bit of a technical thing, a little technique, but don't worry about it too much. If you use an ujjayi breath, don't worry about that term. Or if you practice yoga, you might know this, but it's just a sense of drawing the belly in and up from underneath the belly button, maybe lifting your pelvic floor, and then allowing the breath to come up to right where my hands are now, just onto the side ribs. It allows for a deeper, longer breath. So as you exhale, just have a sense of the belly drawing towards the spine, away from my finger. And as you breathe in now, let the belly pop out. And again, exhale, breathe through the mouth. Inhale, let the belly pop out through the nose. And again, exhale, through the mouth. And then let the breath come up into the ribs. You can see them inflate here. Just see how much breath you can take into the sides of the ribs, the backs of the ribs. It kind of looks like you're doing an impression of a really thin person, but it's called breath control. And it just allows us and assists us in, if we start to choose a more active practice. It means the breath is much fuller, more stable. And again, you can skip this part if you want to. It just does give you a real key into experiencing yoga and a sense of the sensation that you can achieve or that you're actually experiencing. So again, just slowly breathing into the sides of the ribs. Now start to match the inhale and your exhale. So we're breathing in, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 3, 2, 1, breathe in, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 3, 2, 1, breathe in, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 3, 2, 1. And just continue breathing like this for a few more breaths. See if you can take the breath into the sides, ribs. When you feel ready, raise your arms up over again. Take that deep breath for 4. Exhale, just bring your palms together down through the center line of your body. Exhale. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, draw hands down. 3, 2, 1. Again, arms wide. Breathe in. 2, 3, and exhale. 2, 3. And then just reverse the motions. Take the arms the other way, the hands the other way. Again, we're just synchronizing movement and breath. Body, mind, and breath. Body, mind, and breath. Exhaling, arms wide. And then we're going to take a breath in and just twist your torso one way. Your arms are going to stay in the same relationship with your chest. Exhale through the center, let your spine twist forwards. Breathe, inhale, take the spine the other way, gentle twist, root the opposite sit bone down. Exhaling, the spine is moving like a little corkscrew. Release the arms down. Let's just change across of the legs or give the legs a little stretch if they're feeling painful, or you can stand. And as we cross the legs, we're going to cross the shins and then just drape the body down over the legs. Roll up through the spine. So you're sitting again. Change the cross of the legs. Fold forwards the other way. As you roll up, gently take one palm or fingertips down to one side and reach the other arm all the way over, stretching into the sides of the waist. Allow your fingers to spread, root your opposite sit bone down so the pelvis is very heavy on the earth and you're breathing into the ribs that are open to the sky. Cup your palms slightly to bring happy hands, yogi hands. Your bottom elbow is bent and your neck is long. Try not to lean forwards or backwards here. Just like you're between two panes of glass. And then if you can, allow that arm to circle in biggest circles you can get. Breathing, inhale, arm reaches up, big circle, take it, exhale to release behind you. Inhale, arm circles forwards. Exhale, arm circles behind. And then if you can, maybe take that hand on your back, palm facing away from you. It's just kind of slotted by your back ribs there. Just to open that shoulder and the chest a little bit more. Look down, look forwards or look up, whatever feels good for your neck. And once you're in the pose, you then go deeper into the pose through the breath again. We find that long breath and we take it to the other side. Root the opposite sit bone down. Gently reaching the arm overhead. Pressing that buttock down. Breathe into those top ribs. Neck is long. Arm is reaching. And you're opening the body slowly. Body, mind and breath. Body, mind and breath. Don't worry about what you have to do in the day. Just watch your mind. As you circle the arm behind you, exhale. Inhale to bring it all the way forwards again. Exhaling through the nose if you can. Big circles in that shoulder, breathing in through the nose. Good, then maybe slot that hand just behind you. Palm facing away, you just slot it by your kidneys there in the back. Take a gentle lean, stretching into the side of the neck. Inhaling, exhale to come out. You can change the cross of the legs again if you want to, or change your position. One hand outside opposite knee, back fingertips, just like a little cupped little spider there behind your tailbone. As you breathe in, lengthen the spine, get space, get length. Exhale, feel that spine corkscrew around. I'll show you, facing forwards. So you're using your arm, pressing at the knee, but your collarbones are open. Once you find that twist, you breathe in to lengthen. Exhale to turn the spine like you're sort of wringing out a tea towel. Allow each breath to fulfill itself completely, no rush. We breathe in, let it fulfill itself. We exhale, let it fulfill itself. Long spine. Soft face. Chest is open. And the deepest part of your twist is right on the end of your exhale. Your diaphragm is lifted up and you can get a really deep squeeze through the internal organs. Change the cross of the legs. So as we twist, we're restricting blood flow to certain areas so that when we release the pose or release the twist, new oxygenated blood washes into those organs, flushes through your body. It's kind of how yoga works. So we breathe in to lengthen the spine and we exhale to twist. Allow your shoulders to be soft. Your head sits on top of your spine and there's a sense of surrender and exploration of the pose. As you turn through the center, you don't really have to do anything. The spine will just find its own way. And this time, as we bring our hands into our knees, again, you can change position. You can do this standing. We're sending our heart forwards as you breathe in, and then rocking to the back of our sit bones and rounding your back as you breathe out. So we're giving ourselves a little massage here into the lymphatic system, into the groins. You can do this as fast or as slow as you like, but we synchronize this with the breath. We're rocking forwards, opening your heart, press it forwards to someone you love, and then rock to the back of your sit bones and round your back. Inhaling, heart forwards, exhaling, rounding back. Get a really good stretch through the whole of the spine. And then we're going to hold the heart forward so you can really pull at the knees with your hands. Rib cage and heart pressing forwards. Now breathe. You can stay here as long as you like. Lovely pose for when you feel blue or you suffer with depression or anxiety. Opening the heart forwards, really stretching that heart muscle. Okay, so now we're going to release the feet. We just take the feet forwards. If you can, lift the feet away from the floor as you rock back into your sit bones, but you don't have to. We're just doing a gentle twist as we exhale one side, inhaling through the center, and exhaling the other side. The knees release one side, then the other. As you breathe in and exhale, this time spread your toes. Looks really funny, but you bring energy into the bottoms of the feet. Sorry if my feet are dirty. I live in a little cottage and it's got wooden floors. This time, if you can, twist a little further, maybe get the knees to the floor, but the feet lift up. It's a deeper twist through the waistline. Keep those toes spread. Synchronize your movement and your breath as you lean back into those sit bones. Now as you come forwards, if you can, maybe you can keep the feet released off the floor. If you need to bring the toes down, bring them down. And we're just lifting our chest towards our thighs, finding a little balance here. Maybe you want to release the arms. Maybe take one arm forwards, the other arm forwards. This is Navasana, boat pose. Navasana. And we breathe, cross the legs. Now come into all fours in any way you like. I like to roll over my feet, find myself in all fours, hands right underneath your shoulders. Stretch one leg back, so you're stretching into the calf, the Achilles, the ankle. Notice the long line of your spine, heel to crown of head, fingers spread. And we're just going to gently circle the opposite arm and raise it to the sky. So the opposite arm to the leg that's extended. It's a little twist here. Pressing through the heel, reaching out through the top hand. Notice my fingers are spread. And we release down. And other side, curl the opposite toes under. Stretch the heel away. Excuse me, got frog in my throat. And release the other arm to the sky and breathe. Try to unlock your bottom elbow if possible, but that doesn't matter too much right now. We release. Curl the toes under this time, stretch into the feet, sit your bottom back to your heels, but keep your arms active because we're going to gently lift the bottom away from the heels in an inverted V position. And then just keep it nice and loose. So we're just bending one leg then the other, stretching one heel down to the floor. My hands are spread, they're forwards of my shoulders, excuse me, and I'm pressing from my hands up into my sit bones. Gently be careful of your knees, release the knees down, flatten the toes, and again sink your bottom to your heels, stretch your arms forwards. This is Balasana, child's pose, Balasana. It's kind of like a palate cleanser in a meal. It resets our spine, allows us to rest, allows us to get into the internal again. And it's quite a comfortable pose. It allows your hip creases to really deepen. Your arms are reaching though, so they're quite active here. Palms pressing down, my fingers are spread. Allow the head to release to the floor if you want to. Now on our next breath in, we're going to come up to all fours, keep the hands where they are, try not to move them, we shift forwards. Let's see if we can get active and lay the whole body down at the same time and push the floor away, come up and back to that child's pose, Balasana again. So we're just getting a little bit more dynamic. We come forwards, lay the body down, bending your elbows in. Push the floor away as you breathe in. Back to that child's pose, Balasana. And again, inhaling. Excuse that image there, I'm teaching a real class here. Exhale, lay the body down. Inhale, pressing the floor away. Balasana. Sit bones to heels. This time we're coming forwards, laying our belly and our chest to the floor at the same time. And this time we're going to hold what's called a cobra pose. So you're squeezing your elbows towards each other, roll your elbows, shoulders down the back. So we don't want the heads of the arm bones sort of curling towards the floor. Draw your elbows up and back. Legs and feet are heavy, and we're holding just on our rib crest here. So we're in a little sort of cobra-y, locust-y, very simple pose, but hard to maintain. Notice that your breath is restricted now, so we have to bring it up and forwards, further up the chest. Keep looking down. Try not to lift your chin. Look down. Once you're in the pose, explore the breath. Body, mind, and breath. And you can stop this video and stay here as long as you like. At least 5 breaths. Exhale to come out of the pose, release to the earth, push into your hands again, curl your toes under. Now we're going to go into that inverted V. This is called a downward facing dog. You can see why, kind of how dogs stretch, right? Bum in the air, like that inverted V. But we're just going to kind of keep it pretty loose. It's a pretty tough pose to do if you're a beginner. But we're pushing the mat away with our hands, pushing it forwards and lifting the energy up to our sit bones, back down our legs. Now your heels might be in the air, your legs might be bent. Don't worry about that too much. You can always take a break by bringing the knees to the floor. This is me just lifting the heels and then gently bringing the knees down to the floor, back to that all fours. Here we go with a twist. Raise one arm up to the sky. We're going to thread it all the way underneath us until the shoulder comes to the floor. Now take your time here. The shoulder may not come to the floor, it may need to be on a cushion. I'll just show you forwards. So we're threading the arm underneath. There's equal weight in both knees, and I'm supporting myself with my other hand. Notice my hand is right in front of my face. We want to support our spine. Now as we breathe, my back ribs twist like that little corkscrew, like that tea towel that we're wringing out. Body, mind, and breath. Breathe. Breathe. And as you inhale, gently release. I'll turn long ways again. We're just going to push the floor away and round our back like an angry cat. Drop your head, breathe into that long spine, and then open into a cat stretch where you're arching your spine. Hands are underneath our shoulders. And again, push the floor away with your hands, round your back. And inhale, opening into that cat stretch, just easing through the spine before we go the other way. Take any movements of your spine that feel good for you. Good. Just notice how the low back tends to be pretty loose, the upper back quite tight. Let's take it the other side. Other arm raises up to the sky. Thread it all the way underneath you. Take your time to get there. Good. Equal weight in both knees. Sorry, frog in my throat. And watch the twist through the waistline again. Breathe. As you inhale, just release back to that all fours position. And let's settle back into Balasana. If you remember what this is, Balasana, child's pose. Bottom to heels. You can take your hands wherever you like. Sometimes they're good around by the ankles and you can let your elbows flop to the floor. We continue as we come up to all fours. We start to put everything together. Press back to downward facing dog. And have a little pad through the heels. Notice the long line from my arms up towards my tailbone as I walk my hands back in. You can bend your knees and then drape your body down your thighs, hold your elbows. If this doesn't feel good for you, just take your hands onto your thighs so that your heart is lifted higher. Your arms are straight. If it doesn't feel good to fold forwards, don't do it. Give yourself a gentle sway if you're folding down and allow gravity to really draw the spine down to the earth. Let your head hang if you can. And just surrender. As we flop the hands down, we're going to bend our knees and like a little rag doll, we're going to roll all the way up the spine to stand. This time as we stand, feet hip distance, we're going to open the arms, bring the hands to the fronts of your shins. You're going to push at the fronts of your shins, lift your spine halfway, flat back, and fold in and down into the legs. Don't worry about reaching too far here. Hands to the fronts of the shins, breathe in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold into the legs. Bend your knees, roll all the way up through the spine to stand again. We're going to roll all the way down, so follow your nose, round your back, let your arms hang. Then this time, hands to the shins, lift and lengthen, fold into the legs. So we're just easing through the spine in a standing pose this time. Inhale, flat back, hands to the fronts of the shins. Exhale, folding in. Bend your knees, roll up like a rag doll to stand. As you inhale, raise your palms up to the sky, look up to your thumbs. Exhale, open your arms wide, flat back, fold down over the legs. Hands to the shins or to the floor this time as you lengthen your spine, breathe in. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, second time, hands to the shins or to the floor, breathe, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Bend your knees, roll all the way up through your spine, bone by bone by bone. Excuse me while I just change my camera. Our hands are pressed behind our head in a prayer position, and we're just twisting the chest one way to ease into the shoulders. Our feet are together this time, elbows bent, palms pressed just at the nape of your neck. And a little twist the other way. Then we're going to bend our knees like we're sitting on a chair and then round our forehead into our knees. This is tougher than it looks because our palms are behind our head this time. So fold yourself down over your legs. Breathe here. Spreading your toes apart really helps. Take the hands to the earth. This time we're going to lengthen on the fingertips. Breathe in. Exhale, fold into the legs. Breathe out. And take around the shins or keep your hands on the earth. Fold into the legs. We're going to hold it here and breathe. Bend your knees and roll all the way up to stand.